Welcome. Today we're going to work on releasing the muscles and the tissue of the upper body. So I would like you to have at least one blanket and a strap. And I'm going to also say have a block, or if you don't have a block, we'll just fold that blanket to make it become a block, right? So let's get started on your back. And I'd like you to have your blanket folded like this at the top of your mat, okay? And we're gonna come into our banana pose, but first, when you lay back, have your feet wide, hands on your belly. Take a couple of breaths. Forget about where you've been, where you're going the rest of your day. Okay, on your next exhalation, drop your knees to your left. And then when your knees go to your left, lift your right arm and reach the right arm away. Inhale, center, bring the arm back. Exhale, knees go to the right and your left arm lifts and reach it up. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left, right arm lifts, reach away. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to your right, lift your left arm. We'll do this one more time each side, just initially getting into a little bit of the side body before we come into our full banana pose. Last side. Exhale, knees go to the right, left arm lifts. All right. So back at center, hug your knees into your chest. You can rock side to side or roll your knees in a big circle. Okay. Then what we're going to do is crawl over to the right edge of your mat. Straighten your legs. Make sure your heels are on your mat. Okay. And then this blanket that's overhead, you're going to bring it just a little to the left. And I want you to bring your arms up and inchworm your upper body over to the left. Okay. So I'm hoping the blanket can support your arms a little bit here. If your elbows are still suspended in the air, however, I'd like you to lower your arms more out to your sides, right? I want the arms to be pretty comfortable here. Now we're going to walk the legs to the left. Initially, cross left ankle over right. And then we stay. So this first minute, you're doing your best to relax all the way along your right side, armpit to waist, all the way down to your toes. Now, it's not always that simple, but that's what we want to focus on that first minute, but also realizing that the body is so tight, it's not ready to relax just yet. So you do your best to relax your shoulders, your fingertips. Breathe into that tight right side. And at some point, you'll start to feel how your abdomen, right, the part of your body that's pulling away from the floor, it's wanting to soften a little bit. It still likely won't be able to soften fully and you'll be pulled away from the floor, but you can feel your body beginning to adapt. Now, if it feels like your body has welcomed you in some, try uncrossing that left ankle and cross the right over the left. That'll give you a little bit more of a pull. If it's welcome, stay. If it's not, go back to left ankle crossed over. You want the stretch to be a good, uncomfortable stretch, but you don't want it to be too much. We're not looking for a high level of intensity. We're going to stay here for a couple more breaths. First thing I'd like you to do is uncross your ankles and just let your legs relax. And then you're going to inchworm your body back over to that right side. Bring the blanket with you. One at a time, bend your knees. And then feel the immediate achiness and then relief. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. Okay. And then walk over to the left edge of your mat. Straighten out your legs. Make sure, again, your heels are on your mat. Right now, the arms come up and you inchworm your upper body over to the right. And maybe the arms are supported on that blanket. Left hip and shoulder remain on the floor, right? Then you walk your legs over to the right. You cross your right ankle over your left. And then this first minute, you do your best to breathe into that tight left side, and you give your body a little time to adjust. You feel on every exhale how your body is attempting to relax, but not quite there. Right? The tension is stronger than your need to relax or your wanting to relax. Relax your fingertips. Relax as much as you can in your upper and lower half of the body, other than that tight left side. And then if it feels like your body has opened a little bit, uncross that right ankle. Try crossing the left over the right. See if that additional pull is good for you. Each side is different, so this side might be more inviting or less. We've got about a minute and a half to go. Relax your legs. Hips firmly on the floor. Take one more breath here. Okay, then you're going to uncross your legs, relax. Make your way back over to the left edge of your mat. One at a time, bend your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. And then hug them so much your buttocks comes off of the floor. All right. And then roll your knees in a big circle. Get a little massage for your sacrum and for your low back. Okay. And then feet to the mat, please roll to your side. And press yourself up. We're going to come first into table. So let's put a blanket down for your knees if you would like. And then if you have a block, have that close by. Okay. So in your table, what I want you to do is first firmly press down your knuckles, the thumb knuckles, index mounds, and so on, right? And then you're going to just make big circles with your shoulders, really your whole body, over your hands. And you can make the circles as big or as small as you're comfortable with. And go the other way. All right. So now, hands one full handprint ahead of where they were. Right? Bring your knees in together a little bit. I want you to move toward child's pose, but I don't want you to do child's pose. I want the mat to kind of stop you from moving back any further because I want the traction in your shoulders, your torso. Stay here for one more breath. And then go ahead and soften into your child's pose, whatever that might look like. If your forehead does not touch the mat, please stack your hands, your fists, in order to support your forehead. Okay, come on up to table. All right. On your inhale, we're going to send that left arm, we're going to twist open to the left. That's inhale. Exhale, you're twisting now to your right. Bend your right elbow a little bit. Inhale, open left. Exhale, twist right. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, open left. And exhale, twist to the right. Now go ahead, settle on the top of your left shoulder, the left temple. Now, if you feel comfortable, so I don't want a lot of pressure on your head and neck. So if taking the right hand off of the floor creates too much pressure, I want you to keep your right hand on the floor, like pressing away from the floor a little bit to relieve any pressure, okay? If it feels okay, lift the right arm up, turn the thumb away from you and drop your hand down your back. I only want you to do that though if your head and your neck feel good. So a nice twist here while opening this left shoulder, inner shoulder. We're going to spend several more breaths here, breathing into your upper back. Okay, very slowly bring your right arm back up to the ceiling, then to the floor. Press yourself up. We're going to stay in tabletop for a breath. And then let's tuck onto our toes and press back to a quick downward facing dog. Press the floor away, get some good length in your spine. And then soften your knees down, right? We'll do that now on the other side. So on your inhale, you're twisting open to your right arm lifts up to the sky, and exhale, now you're twisting left. We'll do this twice more. Inhale, open left. Exhale, or excuse me, you open to the right. Exhale, left. Inhale, twist right. And exhale, twist left. Settle on the top of the right shoulder and your right temple. Okay, and then if it feels okay for your head and neck, lift the left arm up, turn your palm away from you, and drop your arm down your back. Now you're breathing into your upper back and that left shoulder and the shoulder blade on the back of your body. Let's take one more breath here. Slowly lift that left arm up. Place it back on the floor. Come on up. Tuck onto your toes. Down dog. Push the floor away. Bend your knees if you need to. I want not no weight. I want very little weight in your hands and shoulders. Okay, come on down. All right, now here's where I want you to take your block. And if you don't have a block, I want you to fold up your blanket. I want you to come onto your forearms. Your palms are on your block. Okay, you're still on the knees. So on your exhale, you're just going to come forward. Exhale, back. Or excuse me, inhale, back. Exhale, bring your torso forward, like so your nose is over your prop. Inhale, release. I'm going to do that a few more times. So now I'd like you to try to kind of squeeze the heels of your hands into your prop. Now, if it's the blanket, don't squeeze too much because there's give, right? The block doesn't have any give, it just stabilizes. So be very careful there. All right. Now let's just do a couple spinal waves. Just breathe while you arch and round your back. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . All right. Now I want to, in essence, I want to do the opposite of what we just did. So instead of coming forward, now I want to move like the body back. So you're more in like down dog, or rather dolphin arms. So that's exhale. Inhale, you come back to center, shoulders over elbows. Exhale, you hinge your torso, your body back. Inhale, you come forward. So do a few more of those on your own. All right. Now I'd like you to settle into a child's pose, and I want you to keep hold of your block or your blanket, bring your head toward the floor, and then lift your hands toward the back of your neck and lower. So if you have really tight shoulders here, your elbows might be winging out to the sides, coming off the floor a little bit. That's okay. Do the best you can, lifting and lowering your hands in between your props. Make sure you're breathing. We're going to do just a couple more. All right. And then lower back down and relax your arms. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, press yourself up. Now, if this is really hard on your knees, come into a tabletop instead. Okay. So now you're going to get ready for Shavasana. I want you to have your blanket for your head and neck. If you have a bolster or something that you'd like to put underneath your knees, do that. I'm going to grab my second blanket that I always have for just to cover up with. And then I want you to take your strap. Keep that close by. Okay. So set yourself up, very traditional, very simple, restful pose here. We're just going to do something a little different with this strap. Okay. So now, if you have a weight, you could do that. But what I'm wanting to do is fold the strap in half. And I want to encourage weight on the shoulders, right? So it's very subtle. So you drape it across your upper chest and shoulders, very subtle. And then continue to cover yourself up. Again, I have a really long weighted bag that I sometimes drape over my shoulders. If you have something like that, by all means. But this is just something subtle enough to mimic pressure that helps with further relaxation. So get yourself situated. We'll take a few minutes together. Torso rather, flat on the mat, supported above and below. Take a few soothing breaths. And then allow yourself to enter that safe space of Shavasana. please bring awareness back into your breath. Start to move your body, giving a slight smile. Just so thankful for this time to practice, to move, to breathe, to feel better. Take a big stretch. And find yourself rolling onto your side. And then press yourself up to a seated position with your eyes closed. Bring your hands into your heart center and bow your head slightly. Thank you so much for sharing a moment of your time, your day to move, to breathe, to feel better. Namaste.